Clips.
Alrighty YouTube, another one of Kip's Clips. Never done anything like this before, but I've never been fortunate to actually capture something like this worth chatting about on camera. But last night that all changed. It wasn't Bigfoot, it wasn't UFOs, but it was weird noises coming. Well, it didn't sound like it was coming from the sky. Actually, it sounded like a big massive firework you couldn't see, and which actually does go on to make perfect sense. But so I have scratched beneath the surface a wee bit. To my best knowledge, it's not space aliens, it's not space-based laser weapons, it's not the Illuminati doing out a bird call or anything like that, it's not the Earth singing. It appears to me that Lockheed Martin stroke British Aerospace Engineering, which is on my doorstep, which again adds into this whole argument that I'm going to make here, that I'm 99% sure what I heard last night was a Pulsejet detonation engine, which is actually scientific fact, not theory. It's just the applications of this engine as to military applications on jets, so on and so forth. That is the grey area. What I think I heard last night was a test on the ground, an engine like cement. I'm getting very technical now. An engine that stays in one place, anchored to the ground. An engine that's anchored to the ground, and they conduct tests as to see the thrust and whatever else they want to test and stuff. Now, before I go into the evidence I want to present to build a case as to why I've came to the conclusion it was a pulse detonation engine that I heard last night, let's go and actually hear the clip. And then when we come back, I will show you the comments from both the clips. I've got one clip on two channels, and it will show you that I wasn't the only one to hear it. It was heard from miles. You had to be there to understand it. To say this was a firework is laughable. I put it on the Anonymous Glasgow movement mode, and I'm, hey, you be smoking too much weed. It's obviously a guy behind that blocks of flats with a fucking firework. Nice one, Bojos. Actually try and engage a wee bit of brain matter before just smoking too much weed. Because I genuinely believe I fucking actually caught something for the first time in my life on camera. So anyway, let's have a wee shifty at this. Excuse the bad intro. Please pick up this audio. I don't know if you can hear that. It's been going on for about 5 minutes. It's louder than fireworks. Oh, it's stopped. No, it's not stopped. Right, now before I go back into that, press escape, that'll work, beautiful. Let's go and listen to this recording. Right, now this was back in 2014. I would have came across this and probably dismissed it because there's nothing for me to get my teeth in other than the audio recording, but this time I was actually there, and let's listen to this. And again, this is for 2014. This is identical. For me, this is audibly identical to what I recorded. And then there's a break in it and it starts again. It actually sounds like my recording. Or she get 3 shots of it. Right, now long story short, back in 2014 this was caught on a mobile phone. Those noises were heard up and down the country. Whether it's a plane up in the sky flying about doing test runs, I do not know, or whether these are ground tests that are getting heard. Now, interestingly enough, let's have a look. Forget the headline that starts going Aurora and all that stuff. I think that's the conspiracy theory bullshit to put you off. Concentrate on the science, right? Sounds reported last night from Aberdeen to West Sussex to Devon. Twitter users blame all the usual crap. A woman in South London managed to catch it on recording. So did I this time. Woo! Now an expert says the noises sound like a pulse detonator engine. Doctor, that dude, is helping develop technology behind engines. Conspiracy theories. Fuck you, conspiracy theories. MOD said. An expert claims that the loud bangs that baffled Britons last night sounded like a type of experimental jet engine, which conspiracy theories... Fucking, this isn't conspiracy! That noise is real! I don't doubt that that woman now caught on camera. I've heard it myself. It sounds identical, and when you hear this, you're like, I'm recording that. There's something, you don't hear this very often. It's something out of the ordinary. He added his comparison to a debate which began when hundreds of Twitters used Aberdeen in New York reported explosions worldwide. One resident in Croydon, the end of the world or just fireworks. I want to get to where this guy explains it here. An engineer research associate from Sheffield is among a team of scientists working on the technology behind the types of pulse detonator engine. I'll also take you and show you sound recordings and visuals of this engine actually working. This isn't conspiracy theory, it's conspiracy fact. I even want to stay away from that word. But what really I found interesting, it makes the same kind of pulsating sound as the ones on the audio and the one that again I heard last night. When we run a test engine, this is what I think I'd heard down in British Aerospace Engineering. I think they were running a test engine. It's a real industrial noise and you can hear it for miles. Cha-ching! I shall show you the comments. It was heard in Paisley, it was heard in Renfrew, which is south of the river, which is just south of British Aerospace Engineering. I'm just north of it, which makes perfect sense. Shit, where was I? And it can be heard for miles. We had people coming to ask us to make less noise or keep it to the daytime. You should hear, you can hear this thing. It's like fucking. I was looking for fireworks. Then it's. I've seen flats get getting demolished, and it sounded like those detonator charges. That was the sound of it. The popping in the air, the cracking like thunder. The technology builds upon Pulsejet principles. When it first emerged from the Germans. So it's Nazi technology. I heard Nazi technology last night, folks. Test flights used, and they're talking about test flights, not testing the engine on the ground. I'll leave a link for that down below. You can go and check it out. There's Lockheed Martin. I'll show you the links between Lockheed Martin and British Aerospace Engineering. I think they're more or less merged into the one company. Lockheed Martin have patents down for the Pulsejet engine. So this isn't me just pulling shit out my arse here. So let's finish off and hear this. That's like an explosion somewhere or something. It sounds like it. There is not a firework in the sky. I know in the recording you won't get the ability to. That's like fireworks going off. I meant to say it's not like fireworks going off, it's like the demolition of a building, so I need to correct myself. That's the noise you hear when a bang of a demolition building goes off, I kid you's not. And some morons saying that somebody standing behind that block of flats letting off fireworks when it's held for miles. Miles! And it's echoing around the whole... Is that it finished now? Fuck me. My god, that was going on for like... It was a fair while. And if people want to call me a crazy conspiracy theory battering, go and look on my channel. Out of the thousands of videos I put up, I don't think you'll find many of them me pointing my fucking camera at fireworks saying it's UFOs, right? This was something genuinely out of the ordinary last night. The noise that was coming off this was no firework. Anyway. God knows what that was. Maybe it was just a big firework I couldn't see. Fuck it. Unbelievable, it started again. A few seconds ago. It's definitely louder than any firework I've ever heard. Going off continuously. At back of 5 on a Saturday night. What's weirding me out is there isn't a sign of a flash. Now obviously I've got these big luxury flats in front of me. I wonder how much of this my camera will actually pick up. Sound wise. Fucking hell. Not heard any sirens. It's like a fireworks factory being on fire. But a little. Wow. What the fuck is that? That's quite fucking freaky, man. Never heard any unidentified travelling noise. It's a UTN. That's crazy, by the way. It's not some supernatural occurrence. It's no aliens coming down or something. It's something going bop. Right? It's like big fireworks going off continuously. It's not a firework. Then I go on to try and understand something I couldn't understand right there. So I'm elaborating on it now. I have a wee bit more information and I have actually went to try, instead of just fall down the superstition, the superstition hole, blame space aliens or just listen to people mock me because they think it's a firework, right? If anybody that heard that last night wants to try and argue with me it's a firework, you won't find one. Anybody that heard it knew it was fucking a million times louder than any firework. But anyway, so let's have a wee look at some of the comments. Comments a good place to start. Thank you, this dude here. Hones Bob, thanks for sending us the link to the Daily Mail article about the 2004 one. Here's somebody saying he heard this. Now, usually, if I didn't hear this firsthand, I would take all what these people were saying with a pinch of salt because I've got no way of confirming it, if that makes sense. I heard that myself. Heard the same noise down here in Cornwall last week. It was probably around 10:30 midnight-ish. Got no reason to doubt the guy now because I've heard it myself. I understand what this noise sounds like. It sounds like guns, earthquake stuff. Robert J. Morrison, he's heard that all over the place. I've heard it in the Canadians as well. There was BAE saying same shit here, and I thought it was fireworks too. I think he's out over in the Canadians, if I'm not mistaken. Most probably fault line. Gas mask sounds like mortar shells. Explosion, methinks. I could hear it. Like, here we go. I could hear it in Renfrewshire. Sounded like it was coming from the south side. Now, go and look at yourself on a map. Look where the British Aerospace Engineering shipyards are. Look where Scotstoun is. Look where Renfrew is. Look where Paisley is. And tell me it's fireworks, right? Doesn't make sense. Scotland and Alberta 2012 and now 2016. Sounds like distant gunfire. Sounds like military range. Heard the same noises in North Dakota again. Now, again, is this the same engine getting ground tested all over the military industrial complex's infrastructure, or is this a plane actually up in the sky? Because these engines, in theory, allow planes to travel 5 times the speed of sound. You're obviously, I say you're obviously aware, most people are aware when something's travelling the speed of sound, you can see it and not see it, you can see it and not hear it. So is that, I don't understand fully the effects that something travelling, but anyway, hopefully you understand the mumblings that I'm trying to make sense of in my mind. Some probably Ned's, no mate, that was no fireworks. Sounds like World War II anti-aircraft. Same thing in London, sounds like fireworks. I live in Auburn. The article was from 2012. Yeah, cannot believe you made a conspiracy out of a Saturday party in Renfrew. It looks like you were facing the wrong side. We had Christmas lights switched on and the fireworks were completely mad for quite a long time. Right, well, again, mate, this isn't fucking fireworks. This was at 5 past. This was the back of 5 on Saturday night. It was also St Andrew's Day. These things are not lost on me. I am not ignoring the fact that it was St Andrew's Day. There was fireworks. There was fireworks up on Kelvin's side as well, which was the direction I was facing. There were fireworks down in Renfrew. And then there's British Aerospace Engineering sitting right there. Lots of fireworks going off with Saturday night at 5 o'clock, and then you hear them fucking testing a Pulsejet engine. Right, methinks there is no way on God's green earth that was a firework. Right, there's Gordon, sounds like probably Pollock. Look, this is Paul McLean. How you doing, buddy? This is a dude that stays in my neck of the woods, right? He heard it as well. This was no fucking firework. It was far too loud. Distant machine gun battle or something. I heard it, but didn't think about it again until I seen your video. And again, here's the dude telling us about the St Andrews fireworks. I am not ignoring these facts. Even Lowlands told me he thought it was a Chinese roll, a form of firework and stuff. Right, now let's go on to why I think. Here was another article, this was back in 2014, about the same noises. Now, what I want to show you is, here is a jet engine going between standard combustion and the pulse detonation combustion. Now listen to the way it sounds, then listen to those noises. And you can hear the clear similarities. Now that's standard combustion. That's not this, but when you hear it stuttering, that's what I believe. This is it. See, what the banging, I believe, was the pulse propulsion. And that's at 1 speed. So I'm assuming if they were testing it, they'd been testing it on idle speed, if that's even a term for it, and then full acceleration. I know I'm using the combustion engine insert, but it still is a combustion engine. See the way they're speeding up? And it sounds like a gun. Exactly what I've got on video. Speeding up, slowing down. That is what I believe. I've got the audio on tape from last night. See the patterns? And then it'll go right up to a high constrangel. That's exactly what I was hearing last night. Exactly. Right, now, if that doesn't add weight to my argument, here's the Mail Online, exact same article, more or less with the same recording, complete again for ease if you like. Sounds like thunder, but there's no thunder. There's no thunder and lightning. So you can, I don't know about yous, maybe, right, Lockheed Martin, British Aerospace Engineering, 2000s and May 2001. Oh, in fact, let's get to the patents. MAPP gas fuel for flight vehicles having pulse detonation engines and method of use. This was back in 2000 and Lockheed Martin Corporation. Here's another one, patent pulse detonation engine. This was 1994. And again, this was Lockheed Martin. right? So look at the dates: 1994, 2000. Lockheed Martin. In May 2001, Lockheed Martin sold Lockheed Martin Control Systems to BAE Systems, which is right on my fucking doorstep, which would mean why I'm sounding like it sounds like to me that we're in the middle of a machine gun battle, because they're sitting testing it right down on the Clyde side on a Saturday night at coincidentally the same time as Renfrew fireworks and fireworks up in Kelvinside. Right, call me a conspiracy nut, that was no fireworks people around here heard last night. There's Lockheed Martin's new flagship Glasgow office. This wasn't even that long ago, last year, less than a year, just over a year ago. They're opening up their more offices up in Sky Park. So Lockheed Martin, British aerospace engineers working, and that's Sky Park. That's just up the west side of the city centre. Actually, the direction I was facing, but that's offices, not shipyards, as opposed to the ones that's right next door to me. Here's also the Huffington Post. Found this back in 2014 as well. Interestingly enough, you can read whatever you want into this, but that channel has now been gone. Shit. Alrighty, YouTube, so hopefully that makes some sense to you. I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks for listening. Hopefully you understand where my argument's coming from. It definitely, to me, looks like a pulse generator. Thumbs it up, share it on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, all the good stuff. Leave all your comments, good, bad, ugly, and indifferent. I will read and respond to as many as I can. Alrighty, YouTube, thanks for listening. Yeah, cheers.
Come on. It keeps the cheese and the maize and the rats and the race and those peasants in the days like Edmund Bundy's. It's a fear, come on.